My name is Sophie Allen, and 2 weeks before my sister's wedding, my parents gave me an ultimatum that changed everything. Apologize, my mother said over the phone, her voice cold but rehearsed, or don't bother coming to the wedding. I remember staring at the words glowing on my screen, reading the message over and over until it blurred. I had always been the quiet one in the family, the dependable daughter who never broke rules, who helped my sister with homework, who covered for her when she got into trouble. But last year, when I discovered she had taken credit for a project I built from scratch for our family business, everything broke. She got promoted, and I got blamed for causing drama. When I confronted her, she cried in front of our parents, and somehow I became the villain. Since then, my relationship with them had been nothing but tension and silence. But hearing that ultimatum, the demand to apologize for something I didn't do, was the final crack in a bridge I had spent my whole life trying to hold together. I typed my reply carefully, each word shaking but honest. Don't worry. I won't be there. Then, without thinking twice, I opened a travel site, searched quiet places to disappear, and saw the words Maldives resort sale. It felt like the universe was whispering an escape. Within 2 hours, I had booked the trip, packed my bag, and turned off my phone. I didn't tell anyone where I was going. I didn't owe them that anymore. The moment the plane touched down in Maldives, I felt something I hadn't in years. Peace. The ocean shimmered like glass, stretching endlessly in shades of turquoise. The air smelled of salt and sunlight. I checked into a small beach villa on a quiet island, the kind of place where the loudest sound was the waves kissing the shore. For the first time in my life, I woke up with no schedule, no expectations, no guilt. I swam at sunrise, ate breakfast barefoot in the sand, and watched sunsets that looked like paintings. Every day that passed, I felt a little more like myself again, someone I hadn't met in years. On the morning of the wedding, I sat by the water with a coconut drink in my hand, watching the sky glow pink. My phone buzzed for the first time in days. Dozens of missed calls. Messages from my mother, my sister, even relatives I barely spoke to. Where are you? How could you do this? She's walking down the aisle, Sophie. You should be here. I ignored them all, until one message stopped me cold. It was from my father. Your mother fainted before the ceremony. My heart dropped. I hesitated, then called him. He picked up immediately, his voice hoarse. She's okay, he said quickly, just stressed. She wanted to see you before the wedding. For a second, I almost broke. But then I heard laughter in the background. My sister's laughter. The same carefree, triumphant sound that always followed whenever I was the one being blamed. And in that moment, everything became clear again. They didn't miss me. They missed control. They wanted me to show up, smile, and make their picture-perfect day complete. I hung up, turned off my phone, and walked straight into the ocean until the cool water reached my waist. The waves moved softly around me, carrying away the noise in my head. That night, instead of a wedding, I attended my own ceremony of freedom. I ordered a simple dinner by candlelight, toasted to peace, and promised myself I would never apologize for doing what was right. The next morning, I wrote a letter, not to my parents, not to my sister, but to the version of myself who had always sought approval. You did enough, I wrote. You gave enough. Now it's time to live for you. I left the note in my journal and went snorkeling with a group of travelers who didn't know my last name or my story. For once, I wasn't the black sheep or the misunderstood daughter. I was just Sophie. Later that evening, I watched the sunset from a hammock, waves sparkling gold beneath the horizon. A couple nearby was talking about the importance of family, and for a moment, I felt a pang of sadness. But then I realized something powerful. Family isn't just who shares your blood, it's who respects your peace. Back home, days later, I turned my phone on and saw the aftermath. My sister had posted perfect pictures of her wedding, every detail staged and shining, while relatives commented about how beautiful and united the family looked. Not one mentioned that I wasn't there. But among all those messages, one new email stood out, from my father. It read simply, I was wrong. We all were. Come home when you're ready. I didn't reply right away. I just smiled, closed my laptop, and looked out at the endless sea. I wasn't sure if I'd ever go back, but I knew one thing for certain. I had finally stopped running from guilt that was never mine to carry. Sometimes walking away isn't rebellion, it's self-respect. And when my parents said, apologize or don't come, they expected to win the fight. They just didn't realize that the greatest revenge isn't anger. It's peace, found somewhere between the waves and the freedom to choose yourself.